And now, let's proceed to adolescence, the high school learner. Physical development of the high school scholar. Let's first define what is adolescence. Adolescence is a period of adolescence begins with biological changes of puberty and ends with the rule of work of adult life. There are three ages of adolescence. First is the early adolescence, middle adolescence, and late adolescence. Adolescence is a period of transition in terms of physical, cognitive, and socio-emotional changes. Physical transition being particularly coupled with sexual transformation. Puberty changes. In all cultures, biological changes comprises the major transition from childhood to early adolescence. This is manifested by a change in physical appearance, a more rapid rate of development known as growth spurt. The phenomenon commonly results in the feeling of awkwardness, results in the feeling of awkwardness and unfamiliarity with bodily changes. The growth spurts. The growth hormone conditions gradual increases in body size, and with but hormones flooding occurs during adolescence, causing an acceleration known as the growth spurt. Body changes include in body dimension, which is the leg length, shoulder width, trunk growth rather than leg growth. In girls, the growth spurt generally begins at age 10, reaching its peak at age 11 and a half, and decreasing at age 13, while a slow continual growth occurs several more years. At age 16, and girls reach 90% of their adult height. Sexual maturity. Hormones are recognized to be powerful and highly specialized chemical substances that interact with body cells. The triggering by the hormones of the hypothalamus glands on hormones of the pituitary gland signal the entire process of sexual maturation. During the process, gonadotropic hormones are secreted by the anterior pituitary, which lies beneath the base of the brain and are situated approximately at the geometric center of the human head. Secondary male sex characteristics are stimulated by testosterone comprised by the growth of the testes and scrotum, penis, and first pubic hair. Capacity of ejaculation, the growth spurt, voice change, facial hair developments, and continuing growth of pubic hair. The acceleration of the growth precedes the first appearance of facial hair growth, occurring late in puberty. The lowering of the voice caused by the enlargement of the larynx and double lengthening of the vocal cords is viewed to be the most obvious aspect of adolescent development. Adolescent sleeping habit. Teenagers are not getting enough sleep and would want more sleep. Actually, lack of sleep is likely caused by changes in adolescent behavioral patterns. Teens often stay up late because they enjoy it, especially with the advent of internet music, listening, and video watching. About 90% of teenagers, high school students report going to bed later than midnight. Socializing with peers add to the problem, causing difficulties in waking up early and causing teenagers to struggle to stay alert and to function productively. Exploration. Adolescents become aware of changes in sexuality, thus undergoing a period of exploration and adjustment. Learners from sectarian schools are more likely to consider sexual open to be dangerous, if not sinful. The case is not perceived among non-sectarian or gender-mixed schools, although more danger exists relating to heterosexual relationship and early pregnancy among students in non-exclusive schools. The ideal body. It's important that adolescents feel confident about their body image. The physical picture of the human body defined on genetic heritage, which mostly generally be respected. However, with advancement in hair and skin technology, change in hair color and skin care are no longer impossible. There is more to body image than physical looks, and this concern good habits and relation. First, cleanliness and grooming. Proper wearing of clothes, following current style, erect bodily posture, eye contact while communicating, and last, decorum and decency. Cognitive development of the high school learners, the adolescents. According to Piaget, the adolescent years are remarkable because youth move beyond the limitations of concrete mental operation and develop the ability to think in a more abstract manner. Piaget used the term formal operations to describe this new ability. Formal operational stage. Piaget formulated this theory which demonstrates how the cognitive capacity of the adolescent allows him or her to go beyond the sensible and concrete to dwell on what is abstract. Formal operations refer to the ability to perform mental operations with abstract, intangible concepts such as justice or poverty, and to be able to estimate or describe the effects of these intangible concepts. Formal operational thinking consists in: first is the proportional thinking and relativistic thinking. When we say proportional thinking, it is a making assertions outside visual evidence and stating what may be possible in things not seen by the eyes. And when we say relativistic thinking, it is subjectively making an opinion on facts involving one's own bias, prejudice, or facts, which may be either right or wrong. Formal operation thinking consists in: C. The real versus possible, examining a situation and exploring the possible in terms of situation or solutions. Characteristics of the formal operational stage. First is the logic. Piaget believed that deductive logic becomes important during the formal operational stage. Deductive logic requires the ability to use a general principle to determine a specific outcome. This type of thinking involves hypothetical situations and is often required in science and mathematics. Second is abstract though. While children tend to think very concretely and specifically in earlier stages, the ability to think about abstract concepts emerges during the formal operational stage. Instead of relying solely on previous experiences, children begin to consider possible outcomes and consequences of actions. This type of thinking is important in long-term planning. Problem solving. In earlier stages, children use trial and error to solve problems. During the formal operational stage, the ability to systematically solve a problem in logical and methodical way emerges. Children at the formal operational stage of cognitive development are often able to quickly plan an organized approach to solving a problem. Cognitive development of adolescent boys and girls. Adolescent girls tend to feel more confident about their reading and social skills than boys. Adolescent boys tend to feel more confident about their athletic and math skills. What ways that adults can help adolescents to make better decisions? First, to help them expand the range of options of they can consider multiple choices. Second, to help adolescents to carefully weigh their options and consider consequences. Third, adults can help adolescents to understand how emotions, both positive and negative, can affect their thinking and behavior. Moral development. Moral development refers to the development of a sense of values and ethical behavior. Adults can help facilitate moral development in adolescents by modeling altruistic and caring behavior toward others by helping youth take the perspective of others in conversations.